My name is Yulissa Pacheco and I am doing the Enduring Constitution.
My name is Michael Mooney and I will be doing topic 5.1, New Government Finds Its Way.
Hi, I'm Isabella Raspal and I'm doing the War of 1812.
My name is Eli Nunez and I'll be covering 5.4, the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
Tonight on 6 o'clock news, although the delegates were approved to propose amendments to the Articles of Confederation, they decided to change the rules in order to improve their odds. Federalists, including George Washington, James Madison, and Alexander Hamilton, are fighting hard to approve the ratification of the Constitution, while Anti-Federalists are opposing these changes. Anti-Federalists, including Samuel Adams, John Hancock, and Patrick Henry, are in opposition because they feel that their rights are not being protected by the Constitution, and that this would increase the power of the central government and decrease the power of the state government. The Federalists have been able to gain support of many, including the farmers and seaports. Federalists have also been quick to start a national political campaign and publish essays in the New York papers, which stated that the three branches of government would allow for a more even distribution of power and would create some checks and balances. Federalists were able to win ratification in Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut, and the promise of the Bill of Rights helped to win the other states to complete the winning 9 states. The Anti-Federalists should, however, get credited for the Bill of Rights as they fought for adding the list of rights to the Constitution. Madison was able to draft the Bill of Rights but was concerned that any list of rights could be abused in the future. These are the following amendments. Amendment 1 is the freedom of speech, the press to petition or assembly. 2 is the right to bear arms. 3 is the protection of housing soldiers. 4 protects citizens from searches and seizures without a warrant. 5 protects us from double jeopardy and self-incrimination. 6 is a right to a speedy trial. Amendment 7 is the right to have a trial by jury. 8 keeps criminals from being treated with cruel and unusual punishment. 9 states that people have other rights other than the specific ones in the Constitution. 10 says that the federal government only has the power in the Constitution. Everything else is for the states or people. That's all we have for today. Thank you.
In 1789, George Washington was inaugurated as the first U.S. president under the U.S. Constitution, along with Vice President John Adams. The same year, the Judiciary Act was passed. This act established the Supreme Court and 13 federal district courts, 1 per each state. Washington also created a group of federal leaders to lead the major departments of the executive branch and advise the president, called the Cabinet. A man named Alexander Hamilton was put in charge of managing the nation's finances and cutting the early nation's national debt of $52 million. Hamilton was the leader of the Federalists, and he wanted to cut the debt by switching from an agricultural to a more commercial and industrial economy. Hamilton wanted to raise taxes to be able to pay off their debt. The Southerners had already done a better job paying off their debts from their agricultural success, and wondered why they should have to pay taxes to bail out the northern states. For this reason, the southern states opposed Hamilton's plan. However, Hamilton's plan was approved by Congress in 1791 after Hamilton promised to move the national capital south between Maryland and Virginia within the next 10 years. Hamilton soon demonstrated the new power of the nation by successfully suppressing the Whiskey Rebellion. The Whiskey Rebellion stirred debate, and soon after, political parties emerged. 2 political parties were formed: the Federalists, led by Hamilton and John Adams, and the Democratic Republicans, led by Jefferson and Madison. The Federalists wanted a strong central government, and the Democratic Republicans wanted the states to have more power. After serving 2 terms as president and keeping the nation out of war with Europe, George Washington decided to walk away from power, showing that he is no king and setting a precedent to be followed for many years. John Adams defeated Thomas Jefferson in the presidential election of 1796, and he passed the Alien and Sedition Acts in 1798, allowing immigrants and those who criticized the government to be prosecuted. The majority of citizens were not happy with Adams as president, and Jefferson would become president after the 1800 election.
Hi, I'm Isabella Raspal, and you're watching Newland News. Today, we're reporting on the current war going on, the War of 1812. The uprising of this war began with the Warhawks, who were in support of the war. They're known for denouncing the British for supporting the Native Americans. Their goal is to invade Canada to drive the British out of North America. Will they be successful? Let's check on my castmate and co-host, Rebecca.
Hi Isabella, I'm currently on the battlefield. Things are getting worse out here. The Native Americans and British are blocking our attempts at invasion at every single corner. Morale is low and so are supplies. There is no way in hell that we are surviving this. I'll see you soon. Good news out here in battle. Native American leader Tecumseh, has been killed by Henry Harrison and his army. And all of his supporters have ran away. Not only that, but Andrew Jackson has managed to rid the Creek Indians. We are slowly getting rid of the British supporters and forces. We can do this. There is hope for our nation. The Capitol has been captured. Not only that, but the White House has been burned to the ground. If you can, run somewhere safe and away from here. This is not looking good for us. I bid you goodwill. Great news, everyone. American forces and British forces have signed a treaty, the Treaty of Ghent. I say this means no more wars for a while, but we can never be certain. But while the moment lasts, pop a bottle of your favorite drink and have some fun. Today is a day to be celebrated.
And with the ratification of the Treaty of Ghent, the War of 1812 was officially over.
The Industrial Revolution took place in the 18th century. It took place from 1760 to 1840. The Industrial Revolution began in the 18th century when agriculture societies became more industrialized and urban. The transactional railroads and cotton gin, electricity, and other inventions permanently changed society. While everything's going on, this transition, including going from hand-produced methods to machines, new chemicals, manufacturing, and iron-producing process, the increased use of steam power and water power, the development of machine tools, and the rise of mechanical factory systems was all going through their things while this was going on in the 18th century. Everything began in Britain in the 18th century, and from there it spread to other parts of the world. Although used earlier by the French writers, the term Industrial Revolution was first popularized by the English economic and historian. Some main factors of the Industrial Revolutions are the government politics, scientific revolution, architecture revolution, and the impact of steam power on the revolution. Mining of resources and capitalism were all reasons why this all happened. As you can see, this is the railroad and the steam pipes, back in the 18th century. I found the picture on Google, by the way. Another picture behind me is a factory. As you could probably tell, you got you can see the steam in the back. But yeah, this is a factory where everything's happened, the electricity power, and where all that was made. There's major effects that happen after the Industrial Revolution. Some of the main facts are the factory system, the way it was before and after is a complete difference. The rise of the capitalism, the exploitation of the working class. You had to work when this was going on, so that it changed the way they see things. But most importantly, the opportunity to increase jobs. When everything's going on, you have to do this and you have to do that. It made more people more observant and more aware of what they had to do for the Industrial Revolution. Thank you.